Okay, we're going live on YouTube now.
Okay.
It's just gonna, and we're, excuse me, and we're always behind by like 15 seconds on YouTube. Um, there we go. And if you wanted to, John, follow along, if in the chat, you can just open up a browser to this live
Okay.
on my YouTube channel. And then with Zoom, you can just, if you double click the top bar, it should like squish into like half, and you can have that on top of the YouTube.
Can I put it on my phone?
Yeah, you could do that too.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I don't know how to, I'm not good with. Oops.
Yeah, it's a little maneuvering, but that's the way that I do it. So we're just now going live on YouTube. We're going to be sending out, like YouTube should be sending out notifications to people. I probably should have put something up on my YouTube channel. Now I can do like community stuff, and I'm just not used to doing it. So I haven't been doing it. And you can't schedule these in YouTube ahead of time, which sucks. So, so I have to, if you can remind me, John, when we like before I do these Zoom lives on with YouTube, I need to post. Now I can post on it's like a bulletin kind of, it's like a posting on YouTube channel, but it could just be a post. It doesn't have to be a video or whatever, you know.
This is too distracting for me. I gotta.
Oh yeah, mute. You can mute it.
Yeah, no, it's all. I could have.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. So anyway, hopefully people are getting this. I did put out a Substack about it as well. But I did not remind people because I've been so busy working on the website, and updating my website to my new website yet again. I have a new website. All the old stuff is kind of there, but kind of not. And I've been working on that for like, feels like around a week. I was thinking about it. I'm like, I think it's been around a week since, or something close to that, since I've been working on kind of the whole thing. So I'll be putting out another Substack about that. But if you want to go and check it out, the website is archangelslove.com. And that will take you, and myfairygodmother.org will still take you to the website. So either one, but the new domain, the new URL is archangelslove.com. So there's a lot of new stuff on there. Oh, and one of the last things that I did, I forgot to tell you, Dawn, was that I was guided to put my a la carte magical moments sessions on sale for 50% off through the end of the year. Yeah. So instead of it being $1,234 as the minimum for, and it's on a sliding scale, it is now $617. And that is a service where you basically, all of the things that I do is available to you, including healings, mediumship, working with your animal, all sorts of stuff, tarot and oracle, all the things that I do. And you get 2 sessions that are about 3 hours each. And we pick about at least three of those services that, like, I mean, it comes with 3, but it's kind of like maybe like another one if it's really needed there. But you fill out a form about everything that's going on with you, what you're looking for, what's happening, what you want, all of those things. And then I start to work on connecting and processing what would be best for you. And then we have a consultation to go over it. And then we schedule your sessions. And I think that's also a really awesome gift for somebody. It's, you know, definitely above and beyond the regular, anything basically. And something that, you know, is going to be profoundly helpful to whoever does it. So I was guided to put it on again for 50% off. So if you go to the website, archangelslove.com, and go to magical offerings, and then go to a la carte magical moments, you will get to that, all the information there. And if you're going to do it, you just click the button, and it'll take you through the process of how to get going on that. So there's that. And there's a lot more there that wasn't there before. So if you haven't been to my website in the last couple hours, you have not seen the latest updates. And Dawn, I want to thank you for helping me with it. You're really, really so helpful. And help. Yeah, just so helpful. So thank you so much for that. So without further ado, this is what we're getting into today is kind of a little wrap up of November as we're coming to a close here. We had quite a lot, quite a lot in November. We knew there would be, and it was most certainly for sure. And then we have quite a lot coming in December as well. So things to be cognizant of, to be intentional about, is what we're going to get into for December. And then I'm going to pull at least one oracle card, maybe more, to give us a general message, just as a theme or something to think about or remember in some way, for the month of December, which starts tomorrow. So this month and next month for December are going to be different for the end of the month gatherings or the beginning of the month gatherings, because we had Thanksgiving last week. And then for December, instead of having it at, before the end of the month, we're having a New Year's Eve gathering. So it's going to be on the 31st, on Saturday, the 31st, starting at 5 Pacific. And it's going to be however long it happens to be that people are there, want to hang out. We're going to do art. I'm going to do oracle. We're going to do a spirit walk. We're going to talk about the year coming up and the year we just had. And it's just going to be fun. It's a fun time to just hang out and talk and get into stuff. And, it's just going to be a good time. So let's get into it. So November was the biggest things that stand out for sure is the 1111 gate, and right on top of that, like ending that was the new moon, as well as the 11/22/2022 portal. So it was just like bam, 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 all these things happening at the same time. And you probably experienced that Stargate in some way that was disruptive, that was different, that events happened that are out of the ordinary, that you maybe had really high highs or low lows, or big changes happening, or big revelations, or big shifts in consciousness and leveling up, maybe all of the above. Because the nature, and then fears could have come up, past memories, reconnections, those types of things. So that's kind of like, I don't want to spend too much time on that, but we had a lot of that going on, and it was just very intense with the Stargate, and then just right after that, the 22 portal. But the 22 portal, 1122, we did a live, and that spirit walk was so cool, right, Dawn? It was yeah, it was amazing. So if you have not done that yet and you're watching this, you can still go back and do it. It's available on Fireside and on YouTube. And yeah, I highly recommend it. It's never too late to do that. It was one of the more intense, it was like taking us way far out and way far in and way far out and way far in, and then in different ways and out. It just was, it was a lot. We also worked a lot with water, which was really awesome. We worked with Mount Shasta. We worked with everybody basically. It was pretty awesome. And I know that it was really intense and really magical and very helpful to integrate, everything that we had going on with that energy. And doing it over and over again is also recommended. So anytime, feel free to do that again. Repeat it so you can really maximize that. Anything else? Am I missing something? I mean, that's like the most thing that, like, when it comes to November, it was, basically all about that period of time. Can you think of anything else, Dawn, I may be missing?
No, that spirit walk was amazing.
The spirit walk? Yeah. Did you get to do it again, or have you just
done it again?
You haven't done it again?
No, I haven't, but it was amazing.
Yeah, it really, really was. It was very, very intense. I was starving afterwards. I also channeled Archangel Michael. He gave us an amazing gift to integrate with. So that was part of it too. Just that little detail I left out earlier. So yeah, I was starving afterwards, and then so tired. I was asleep by like early. Yeah. And then the next day I was just like, it was a lot going on to integrate, and yeah. But it was good. It was great. It was beautiful. It was amazing. It was so amazing. So yeah, highly recommend. But yeah, so now we are all ready at the end of the year. I mean, can you believe this?
No.
Oh my goodness gracious. I can't. It goes by so fast. So we only have a few more weeks. We're just now getting into December. Holy shit. Yeah, that's wow. December 2022, people. This is going to be, well, December, let's just talk about Decembers in general. They tend to be heavy. And introspective, which makes sense. We're starting a new year. Our bodies will act up energetically with aches, pains, getting sick. I've talked about this before. So I don't want to beat a dead horse here. Please go back and watch my other lives, but we will spontaneously detox at the end or the beginning of the year. Typically, people know about this as colds and flus, and they are contagious because when one clears out all energetically, they're just running at a higher vibe. and that is contagious. That must be Karen. Hey, Karen. ERW. She changed her name.
Hi,
ERW.
Karen.
Hi, Karen. Hi. So anyway, December tends to be the month that this can, I mean, it can already start in November, but typically it starts in December, where you hear about more people getting sick. And now we have COVID as well. So that's another reason to have shit go down physically. So it's really essential this month to make sleep and rest a priority. So if you're going to take notes, this is going to be your first note of this show. Make sleep and rest a priority. Listen to your body. Don't fight it when it's tired or hungry or whatever. As much as you can manage that, because it's like the heaviness that we feel is for so many different reasons. But the main ones are that we are squeezing through, like I always say, the year starts out like a funnel, really big at the top. That would be January. And then as we go through the year, it gets tighter and tighter and tighter, because more is there. More, it's literally more of the fat of our timelines gets more narrow. We slough things off, things get situated in such a way. And if we look at our year in that kind of sense, how we start and how we ended, hopefully there is, oh, there's Jeanette.
Hey, Jeanette.
Let's see, she here. There she is.
Oh, she's coming here. I thought you meant she was on YouTube.
No, yeah, no, she's coming in here.
Ah.
There she is. Oopsie. No.
Hi, Jeanette.
Hey, how are you, Dawn?
Good. How are you?
No, you don't want to say hi.
Is that Kaylani?
Huh?
Is that Kaylani?
Yeah, say hi, Kalani.
Hi, Kaylani.
Hi, Kaylani.
Hi.
Show your face, Kalani. Why are you hiding? Say hi to Infinity and Dawn.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Good.
Good. It's good to see you.
Well, you can't really see him. There you are.
Well, I know you're there. This is Dawn. Can you say hi to Dawn?
Yeah, say hi to Dawn.
Hey, Don.
Hi.
You were supposed to
That's
change your pajamas.
Kaylani. So we were just talking about, what were we talking about?
The funnel.
The funnel, the Stargate. We're coming to the end of the year, and this is December tends to be a very heavy month energetically. And
Oh, yes, in November.
yeah, so I was saying, if you're going to take notes, the first note should be make sleep a priority and rest as much as you can, because the energy is going to be like heavy, because we are like squeezing through this portal, if that, getting to the next year kind of thing. And whatever's in the body that's toxic energy that we've stored up within our bodies and within our systems is going to want to come out starting already a couple weeks ago or a month ago. So definitely getting to December, that's when that will spike. And the more rest you get, the more you listen to your body, the better foods you eat, all that stuff, the more you get sunlight and moonlight if you can, fresh air, the more regulated you are. Oh, that's right. Now I'm remembering that I had said in my last live that, we talked about baths being so important and how much they help you. And Dawn, Care to share?
Well, I have not been a bath person, but I've done 2 now since the last live. Yeah, it's been wonderful.
And yeah, she's like, oh, I feel so good. And then today, even your shoulder that's been hurting you
Mhm.
stopped hurting you. Well, for a while anyway.
Yeah.
It felt better. We're gonna have to get to that. But anyway, so I was gonna do it. We'll do it right now for the month. This would be the time to do it. Challenge yourself. And Jeanette, I know this is difficult for you, but hopefully you can still within short order start taking baths on a regular basis.
Yes.
But to challenge yourself to take as many baths as you possibly can from here on out, at least through the first week in January. I want to take you past, just the end of the year, because it's not like on December 31st, it's like this. And on January 1st, it's like that. It's going to be intense through January, but January is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be like December is going to be like waking up at 4 a.m, and January is going to be like waking up at 5 a.m. It's pretty close in that kind of like as we get we're coming out of one year and one whole set of timelines from January to December and going into January into the new year. And it's very much, if you think about the seasons, like it doesn't go from December to June and all of a sudden it's 80 degrees out, where most of us live. Jeanette, still 80 where she lives.
It's still 80 here. Yeah. 80 plus.
She's like, well, it's for me. Well, I'm like sitting in 30. but for most of us it's not like that. And or not, I shouldn't say most of us, but you know what I'm saying. But anyhow, there is a transitional period, and the same thing goes when we think about, energetically and spiritually and cosmically, and including our stargates and how we're moving through and how that whole thing works. And 1231 to 1/1 is like 2 nuclear bombs going on. Because it's that final, it's the period at the end of the sentence for the year. And it's that big inhale, and here we go into the new year, and everything that needs to come through is coming through and still rearranging. Last year, I experienced what I called my first, like December 2.0 in January. So I'm just preparing you guys. This is not going to be very different than that, except for I think that everybody can say to some degree, some really greatly, some, even if it's a little bit, that there's been improvement, change, evolution, healing, that you can look back on this year and really take stock of where it is that you were when we started this year and where you are now. And when you look forward to 2023, where that's going to take you because of where you've been. And I'm not telling you this stuff about December and January to freak you guys out by any means, but I want you to be cognizant of what your body and energy is doing and to really pay attention to it. You and your energy and your body and your emotions and your mental capacity should be pointed inward and really paying attention. And it can be extra difficult in December because depending on how many people are in your lives, your social calendar, who's expecting things from you, the stuff, all the extra stuff you have to do makes it extra difficult to do that. Unless you're me and we live like a full-on hermit in the mountains. But most people don't have that existence. So you have to work extra hard. So that's where those extra, as many baths as you can, or long showers, things like that, really take the time to work with your crystals and your guides and guardians. If you have light gates, please use them daily. If you have done the 1122 spirit walk, you have your Michael's egg integrated with you, connect to it every single day as much as possible. Redo that spirit walk, go to your egg before you go to sleep at night, so you can work in astral to be as efficient and as effective in rejuvenating and recalibrating and recharging your body when you do sleep. And that your astral travel and your spiritual work and connections when you're out of body can help you clearly when you're back in body and in your awake state. So aside from that, we have very specific things going on, starting with that the tomorrow, the first day of the month, much like 12/31 to 1/1, 11/30 to 12/1 has its own, every single transition from one month to the other. Once you clear and connect and you're paying attention to these types of energy, you can feel a real turning over, if you will, from one month to the next. And that's its own portal happening. It's that, another like cut and then, put it on the shelf kind of thing. And then opening up something else. It has that kind of energy. And so that obviously we're starting December. It's a very intense month. It's got that fiery energy with Sagittarius. We're going to be, December is also the month to really connect with spirit animals. So if you've been seeing more animals, if you've been noticing animals either in your wake state or dream state, or just looking around, whatever's going on, really pay attention to those animals that are coming through, because of the fact that December is what it is. But not only that, this is the last month of this magical 2022 month. It was abundant in so very many ways. And that kind of stacking of energy is every single month. There was like another layer of the onion peeling off for the veil. And now we get to the end of the year and going into December, where even more than October and November, when it really started, December's energy with the thinning veil is even more so. So what that means is that you can, and most likely will have an uptick in metaphysical and spiritual phenomenon, I guess you can say, psychic phenomenon, things like that. Maybe much more vivid dreams, daydreaming more. You may be more forgetful, more foggy. You may be more just daydreamy and kind of in and out of body. You may be thinking of being in different places, experiencing different realities, even feeling into the future as you make your intentions and really start to think about this next year coming up. And all of that is wonderful. Just make sure that you stay grounded, again, that you get plenty of rest. If it becomes too overwhelming at any given time, you can turn the dial on the intensity of what's incoming. So again, kind of like the funnel, we can tend to, especially at this time, kind of receive maybe at times more than like that, to a point where it can be distracting. Maybe even you can lose time, things like that, fall behind time, in time, and or at least feel like it. So there could be times, and I think we've all gone through this, where it's like, okay, it was just got a bit too intense. Like every 5 minutes I'm seeing another angel number, and their synchronicities like up the butt. And like, there's just like on and on and on and on and on of all these, real intense spiritual experiences that I'm having. And it's just too much. So if you find that that's the case, just very intentionally tell your guides and your guardians to just, like if that would feel like the volume is all the way up and you just can't, it's too much. So you ask to turn it down or off for a while, or until you say you want more, or however you decide for that to be. And then you'll experience kind of a normal thing going on for yourself, that you won't have all that happening, because it will have stopped, because that's what you asked for. I could tell you from personal experience that whenever I used to do that, I don't do that anymore. But when I did a few years ago, when I, things were, I was getting used to stuff. After I would do that, it would be like, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours. And then I would be like, all right, this is boring. We could turn this back on. I would get like bored with Ray. I'm like, all right, well, nothing's I feel like it's like really boring to me after a few hours. And then it would like start back up again. And then I would be like all in it. And I learned to that was cool though, because it made me realize that like, oh, this is really where I'm meant to be. I am meant to be in these experiences. I am meant to have these wild, impossible, seemingly impossible experiences again and again and again and again and again and again and again. It's like, I think there's a forging that takes place, that we're this very basic piece of metal that needs to be put in the fire again and again and banged on a lot to get us to a shape, a strong shape, a sharp shape. And that just takes time. It takes time. And we can also take a break for a little bit when we need that too. So we don't have to torture ourselves in our ascension by any stretch of the imagination. So I just want to make that really clear, because that can tend to happen sometimes, especially in December. People tend to get extra spiritual in December across the board. It just, people get reminded of their spirituality. I think you can see why. I don't think I need to really get into that a whole lot, but it just tends to happen on different and various levels. People think about another year, their mortality, getting older, who's passed in over the year, who's not here, who's not here anymore, what your health is. Spiritually speaking, just connecting to spirit, thinking about those, like Jesus obviously tends to, do that. So as the collective does that, again, that's another like added spectrum of energy that is thinning the veil even more and connecting us to each other even more, because we're thinking like is like in a lot of ways. It just tends to be that way. This whole month, there's a lot of collective thinking that takes place. And that can be very overloading. Headaches, stomach aches, body aches, And that's not counting the like detox stuff. So this is why if the regular detox stuff is happening and we have this on top of it, it's going to make that extra, worse. So hence the get as much rest and as you can and take, make sleep a priority kind of thing. So if you've been intending to go to bed earlier, do it, and allow yourself to sleep during the day if you can, or at least rest, close your eyes for 20 minutes, turn stuff off, just kind of close things down for yourself to help you calibrate. Especially, most people are going to be watching me are empaths and light workers. So you are of the more sensitive sort energetically. So we do pick up on the anxieties of people. December also comes with a lot of stresses and anxieties for different and various reasons as well. So you can see how this is very multi-layered when we get to December, and what all goes on. And then, so the next big thing, moving on, the next big thing after the beginning here of the month is the full moon on the 7th. And I'm going to be doing a live that day. Let me see if there was, I wanted to get into, I have, you can follow along with me on astrology.com. If you go to, where am I? Astrology calendar. And then you can put in December 2022. This is the type of thing that I suggest that you do before the month starts, just to kind of, see what sticks out for you on any particular days, or if you've been paying more attention to Mercury or Mars or Venus, whatever themes have been coming up for you, sun, moon, whatever, you can kind of, take a look at that. But this is what we're going to be doing monthly, is looking at what's happening. So kind of backing up, I guess, a little bit here. December 1st, Mercury in Sagittarius square Neptune in Pisces. This confusing aspect can distort important facts today, as it's hard to get a straight answer from anyone. Okay, so don't expect much there. Generally speaking, though, I'm not going to go through every single day here. There are highlighted days, like December 3rd, Neptune goes direct in Pisces. Yeah, that would be a big one. We're pulled back into our fantasy world once again as Neptune tries to rescue us from reality. It's a good time to use our compassion and idealism to help the world through kindness. So Neptune goes direct in Pisces. Yeah, that's a very upper level type. Those are it's a lot of water energy again, getting into that, right? It's got that 3 attached to it. So it's very heart opening. It's very divine feminine. So, the natural tendency or feels, so you may be more emotional that day, more weepy kind of thing. If you have your period around that time, you could be more, or have more kind of womb achy kind of things. What else is coming through here? There was something else. It would be a good time to have a deep talk, or get deep with yourself, or to take the day off and make it a day of like plant medicine and meditation, or having a heart to heart with somebody, having, a really nice intimate time with your lover if you've got one, taking an extra long bath that day is what I'm hearing here, buying yourself a new crystal. Would be a good day to you may be inspired to that day to do Christmas or holiday shopping or artwork. and generally speaking, take a look at where Pisces and both Neptune fall in your chart to see what are being highlighted with that when that goes direct in Pisces, because that's something that's going to be, I'm not sure for how long, but it'll be like that for however many. It doesn't say. I wish it did say how long it'll be there. I do not know. Okay, so the next thing would be on the 6th, Mercury enters Capricorn. The planet of communication will be in Capricorn for the rest of 2022, prolonging its stay thanks to the upcoming retrograde. Oh yeah, we got a retrograde. I forgot about that too. Shit, that's right. I think it's on the 9th. But we shall see. For the remainder of the year, communication will be somber but practical as we focus on business, career, and other pressing responsibilities. Yeah, we're going to be, that's a perfect energy for that. You know, we have to really use that Mercury energy. Mercury in Capricorn. So Capricorn is Capricorn is kind of is straightforward energy. If you think of a goat or a ram, they're just like coming at you, head down, like here we go, kind of energy. And Mercury is like it said here, the planet of communication. So it's going to be direct communication, which is really great. And with that coupling with Neptune in Pisces, hopefully it's going to be upper level communication, even if it is about business or career or both, whatever, all that going on. Then on the 7th, full moon in Gemini. Oh yeah, full moon in Gemini. The past comes back to haunt us during this anxious full moon. Reflections on the past year can bring up anger and a need for revenge. Remember, the best revenge is a life well lived. So focus this anxious energy towards building a brighter, happier future. Well, not only is it the last full moon of the year, which is going to evoke those types of, energies that may be darker than you're used to, or more frustrated, or, because there could be frustrations that, while a lot happened, maybe you expected even more and think different things to happen, or what did transpire kind of comes back around to remind you of what's going on, or what did happen kind of thing, or maybe in different situations, why you are in these different situations. So there could be things that come up there, for sure, especially if those things get irritating or frustrating through this month, that will definitely be part of that. But not only that, we have what's in Gemini, and Gemini are the twins. So the twins can be, they can be a double dose of whatever it is, or they could be opposing forces of whatever it is. So it could be confusing energy. It can be like being angry and then feeling, judgmental that you're angry, that kind of thing, as well. Or it could just be extra intense. It's also an earth sign, which is, it's going to be deep. Again, that like heavy energy. But remember, the earth is mutable as well. It has this wonderful complexity to it, as does all of the elements, to be very, I guess you could say in its structure, very rigid or very etheric. Air is like that. Water is like that. Fire is like that, but so is earth. Earth on top can be very loose and very easy to move around and kick around, but further down you go, harder it is. So it has that tendency too. I think sometimes we tend to think of earth as just, being that kind of, more solid energy, but it's also mutable as well. So keep that in mind when it comes to this December full moon in Gemini. It's mixed with the fire energy of being in Sagittarius. And so it's also going to be inspiring and creatively inspiring in a lot of ways. And also it'll evoke like the energy to either like find the truth, be a truth seeker, get to the bottom of things, want to be more truthful or tell, confess to lies or indiscretions if there are any, or just to tell people how you feel more. Like there's going to be like that energy to just kind of like, hi. I can't. He's so cute. So there could be more of that energy. Like, I just feel like I, want to express. Now, remember, it's really healthy to let go and to open up and all of that. But what's important is to not let things get away from you and do things in a, heated way. If you can, avoid it, or kind of thing, is to be tempered about it. Write out how you feel, set up a time to talk to somebody. Don't just let the next thing that may happen, especially as we get, even after the full moon, as we get into the Stargate, which is just a couple days later on the 12th, where that's where things tend to get really intense. Now, last month, or this month, I should say, November's Stargate was about clearing. I talked a lot about clearing energy that was going to be happening in November. A lot of things coming up to the surface to be, kind of scrubbed out, a lot of light coming through to rearrange things, to set up your timelines in very specific ways as you move forward, especially for the last few weeks of this year. It was more energetic, emotional, and spiritual things, a lot of fears coming up, illusions coming up, possibly, or memories, triggers in different ways, possibly, to just kind of deal with things, and what those things may be connected to. And I did say back then, when we talked about the Stargates moving forward, that if November Stargate was like that, December Stargate was going to be more physical. So again, feeling like that heaviness or whatever, as that starts. So which can also kind of be, I guess, a good way to describe it. If you're a female and you've ever had a period and you get that extra, especially around the full moon. So if you have periods around the full moon, or if you've ever, generally had periods and gotten a little like extra sensitive, extra emotional, extra, weepy, or, some people get it really, really bad. I guess that's kind of the best way to put it. But mostly it's going to be, you'll feel it. I can't diagnose that for everybody, but kind of generally speaking, this is more of a physical one, because what already happened that needed to happen on a lot of levels would have happened in November. So don't let that, freak you out if November was difficult in different ways. This is just going to be calibrating you to what's already been, brought up and worked on and set in motion and gotten you to this point of this last Stargate of the year, from 12/12/2022 to 12/22/2022. I mean, just the numbers in this Stargate are bonkers with this 2 energy. Remember, that is the divine union energy. That is it's super energy of abundance, just multiplied and multiplied. This is going to be our last set of 2s for the year, that started with 2/22/2022. If you remember that, well, really 2/2, but the big boom was 2/22/2022. And every single month since then, it has been, just multiplying and multiplying until we get to that day. So we will have, another live for that day, the 22nd. But let's not get too far ahead. Let's see what the next highlight here is. After the full moon on astrology.com here, December 9th, Venus enters Capricorn, a time to get serious about financial and business matters. When the lovely Venus enters practical Capricorn, we will all tend to value loyalty, reliability, and maturity more over the next 4 weeks. So to me, that's just kind of, that's really cool, because we had Neptune and Pisces on what, the 3rd, and now we have Venus and Capricorn here on the 9th. It's like, yeah, it's like almost like two midwives showing up for us, like these two really amazing forces to help us at this time with real stabilizing energies. Because what did this say? Loyalty, reliability, and maturity. Those are very stabilizing energies, which is great for, again, getting into the Stargate just a couple days later on the 12th. Also, on the 12th, the Sun in Sagittarius sextile Saturn in Aquarius on the 12th. A good day to be productive and get a jump start on any pending projects. Well, good, because we have the Stargate that day. Also, on the 13th, aside from it being my birthday, and that should be celebrated worldwide, we also have the Germanids meteor shower. So if you got my Substack newsletter, I did write about that. It is the biggest meteor shower of the year. Comes at the Stargate every single year. It comes out of the constellation of Gemini, hence Germanids, and you can see up to 150 meteors per hour during the Germanids. It peaks on the 13th and the 14th, but it goes basically all month. But those days are the peaks. So if you're into watching that, you can look around your local maybe astronomy clubs or at colleges, or get your own telescope and find a dark place and see if you can see it, or if anything, check out online. There's going to be viewings of it for sure on those days from, you know, different astronomy channels. I can guarantee you there always is, because it's a really beautiful show. Aside from that, it's more of that Gemini energy coming through to really back up and boost up the Stargate, with all of that light energy from Gemini coming through. Again, we had Gemini with our full moon, remember? So this is just a few days later, about a week later, coming through with the Germanids meteor shower. That's going to be really, really powerful. Germanids always, the energy is always, it's all about very deep soul connections, soul family connections, divine union. So during that shower, I always start to pick up, it's like it's hard to describe what that's like, but I've always, since I've connected and understood what that is just this these incoming light codes of either if whom I'm already connected to, just more of the story, the underlying currents of energy to reinforce our soul connections. If I don't have a physical connection yet, it's about starting to establish those for the year coming up. So the December Stargate, and my birthday being on the 13th, with all that happening, a lot of times I spend the day in bed, because there's so much happening energetically. And before I knew what all of this was about, I didn't understand why it would be like either right before my birthday or on my birthday would be just like I got a ton of bricks, on me kind of thing. And it's like, well, it's your birthday, number one. It's the Stargate, it's the Germanids, it's like the end of the year, it's this, is that, and then you are who you are. So there you go, And so now I literally, for the most part, usually make my calendar as light as I possibly can in December, because of the nature of the energy of December. So it's gonna remain as when I say light, it's not light, but it's light, it's lighter. Just because of that. And I suggest that you guys do the same if you can. Try to be easy on yourself when it comes to that. Keep your calendar as light as possible, with commitments, especially ones you don't need to have. Try to arrange things in a way that takes, saves time, or takes, things off your plate if you possibly can. Okay, moving on. The 18th is Creuss enters Libra. I'm not sure what Creuss is. Maybe it's an asteroid. During this transit, we nourish the soul by finding balance in our lives as we try to take care of other people as well as ourselves. Okay. So, Libra energy, that's balancing energy. Not really a whole lot coming through with this. I guess the message is here, just pay attention to balancing out, that Libra energy, balancing out your output versus your input, and what you're doing to take care of yourself and your energy. I also get this feeling that what can really come through very intensely, especially after the Stargate or right before the Stargate, probably starting around or right with the full moon, basically on the 7th, would be this energy of like, hurry, like move fast, hurry up, go, 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 go kind of thing. We're running out of time, like that type of energy. It makes sense. It's at the end of the year, so a lot of things, you want to get done, or there's, people who celebrate Christmas or different holidays, but things need to happen by a certain time. There's all this stuff. So just pay attention if you start to get caught up in that kind of thing, like the hamster wheel thing, it just can go and go and go kind of thing. And just assess that for yourself. Just pay attention to that. Okay. And then on the 20th, Jupiter enters Aries. Back again in independent Aries, we get a major boost of energy from the planet of luck as we collectively re-energize aspect life to reality, pick up the pace as Aries ignites the world with bold ideas and inspiration to fearlessly go forth into the unknown. Oh, I love this so much. Jupiter and Aries together. Yeah, that's a really intense energy. Jupiter is very much that masculine, go forward, charge ahead. It's the planet of luck and wishes and making things happen. It has a very Ganesha. If you know Ganesha, it's very much like Jupiter has that kind of energy to him. And Aries, light, ignites the world. Very much picking up on a lot of light energy with this Aries and Jupiter connection here. There could be a whole rush of like empowered energy. So mark your calendars for this 12/20, because this could be a day where you're feeling like a real boost of energy, of empowerment, of the need to be sovereign, the need to make some real lines in the sand with boundaries, possibly stand up for yourself. things like this, ask for that raise, whatever, just it's that type of energy. So it's very empowering. You may find yourself like making inspired to make some type of decision on that day, or to finalize something, and things like that. And if you are inspired in those types of ways, just go with it, because this is about being fearless and going into the unknown fearlessly. That's the kind of energy you want to go into the new year with. You want to go in. This is beautiful. I love it. It's a very warrior, empowered, happy, lucky. If you think of that, I'm getting more prince than princess energy, but that quintessential archetype of the prince, happy go lucky, rich, beautiful, gorgeous, has everything falls into place. People want to do business with him and date him, and that type of dancing in the street type of energy. It's that's what comes through here, and it's just you cannot, it's just the really awesome energy, for sure. Feeling again Ganesha really strong through this energy, so we may be hearing more from him coming up. He's been coming through a little bit more lately with me. So anyway, again, mark your calendars for the 20th, when Jupiter enters Aries. That got me excited. Okay, then December 23rd, new moon in Capricorn. Oh, we got a new moon. This is our last new moon of the year. The last time, this is new moons again about wishes. So this is just, the 20th with Jupiter and Aries. Then a couple days later, we have our new moon in Capricorn. While the new moon is all about new beginnings, in practical Capricorn, it's a good time to tie up any loose ends and run any last minute errands before the new year begins. Yeah, again, it's that last chance of the year to kind of get your ducks in a row. So starting now, make it light for your new moon, so that energy can be more spent on manifesting for this cycle through the new year. Because we have our full moon on January 6th. So on the 23rd, with our new moon in Capricorn, again, that kind of energy is very much about, dotting all the I's, crossing all the T's, checking all the boxes. Are we ducks in a row? It's not about the adventure and the sparkles. It's about what what is happening, that kind of energy. But it's also, see, then now that's really great energy when it comes to manifestations and setting goals, right? And talking about and thinking about, which we're magnetizing to us. What do we really want? What are we wishing for? And we are going to have a live that day, so we're definitely going to get into more of that stuff. But just get your mindset about this last new moon of the year. Not only is everything else more intense in this month, so goes the new moon. The new moon is going to be really intense. What I mean by intense is very powerful. So, and it's meant to slingshot your wishes. Just imagine you put all your wishes and all your dreams, all your magical, in this magical bag, and we're going to tie it up. We're going to put it in a slingshot, and we're going to launch it into the new year. So let's make it as powerful and as light as it can possibly be. By everything that we've already done this year and everything we're going to do in these next few weeks leading up to this 23rd. Okay. And then on the 29th, Mercury goes retrograde. Oh, it was the 29th, not the 9th. 29th, Mercury goes retrograde in Capricorn. So yeah, we're getting into Capricorn season there at the 22nd, I believe. A bonus Mercury in retrograde to end the year with, retrograding in the Sea Goat for a second time this year. It's a time to look back and reflect on our collective past rather than look ahead to the future. After all, we can't know the future until we understand our past. Yeah, that's what I said about the new moon. Let's get that shit. Let's start working on that now, because it's really important to have this to be in the energy of when Mercury goes retrograde on the 29th as we start the new year. It really is a gift. It may feel a bit chaotic, but we really need to see it as a gift. Like, just think again, Uncle Mercury come to stay with us for a few weeks, about 6 weeks, to really help us get organized, help us, kind of see what we may have missed through all, even if our antenna is up and we're all paying attention and doing all the things, that we know to do through the month, we're still going to get to retrograde, and there's going to be things that we need to process and reformat before we go into the new year. Really, with this Mercury retrograde, what I'm getting with it is it's actually not so much of looking backwards as it is in setting yourself up for what is coming, what is really yet to come. But doing more of a life review in the different houses of your life. And obviously that a review is a review. It's kind of the past thing, but it's the present and it's the future as well, if that makes sense. So this Mercury retrograde, it really is, it's a bit different. It's not so much with like, oh, let's just repeat stuff. Let's have you experience things that, may have come around or things like that. It's more to give you the energy to be able to inventory yourself and your life and the people in it and what you do and how you do things and what you want to change for yourself and what you want to manifest, what you want to put your energy and what you're going to invest in and what your plans are and all that kind of stuff. That's the energy that's coming through with this Mercury retrograde. So instead of him usually coming to help you clean out the garage and get into the attic and move all the furniture and, rearrange the tool shed, he's going to be sitting with you at your desk, helping you in this space of planning and reviewing and taking inventory and going, okay, when we move in, as we move forward, what are the cords I need to cut? What are the cords I need to reset? What do I need to get rid of? What do I need to acquire? Where do I need to set my sights on where I'm spending my time, or, all these different things really is the energy that and what is coming through, which is really forward to that. Look forward to this Mercury retrograde. He's going to help you communicate with yourself, feel yourself, communicate with others, and get things in a really nice and organized way for yourself. So you feel like there's paths to what you want to accomplish and where you want to go, what you want to experience. It's really awesome, actually. I'm stoked on that. Okay, now and then. It's not highlighted, but we'll talk about the 31st. Venus in Capricorn conjunct Pluto in Capricorn. A good day to stay home and ring in the new year with the loved ones. Well, there you go. Stay home and hang out with me. It's going to be so much fun. I cannot wait. So that is, in a nutshell, December. Again, we're going to be having multiple lives in the month of December. The next one is on the full moon, and then it'll be the Stargate, and then the new moon, and then the Stargate close, and then the end of the year. So 5 lives this month to do our thing for all of it. So I hope you guys join me for that. Any questions or comments you guys have for any of that? Excuse me. No? Yes? No? No? Okay. All right. Whew. That was a lot. Hopefully you guys aren't too overloaded. Hopefully you're more excited than anything, but I do tell it how it is and give you the real deal because it's necessary to know it. But mostly, again, focus on taking care of yourself. As many baths as you can do, as much rest as you can get, as much nature as you can get. Of course, drink as much water, be in as much water, all that good stuff. Anyway, take care of yourself in December. Okay. All right, let's see. Where we're gonna go. So we're gonna do Oracle. Feeling. Here we go. I did not get, sometimes I get kind of a heads up ahead of time what we're gonna do for Oracle. That did not happen today. So now I'm just looking, oh, there it is. Purchase. Make sure that- Okay. Joka says, hi, everyone. I'm grateful to be here and sending you all good energy. I agree with you about the energies in December. My birthday is the 31st and always try to rest then as well. Good for you. What a fun day to have a birthday. I've known a couple people with that birthday. They always disagree, but I think it would be a cool birthday. If there's if there's a day to have a birthday in December, I think that's probably the day. That's a good day. Okay. Whew. Oh, I keep us on our feet this month. Yeah, for sure. Try to keep you good. Well, we'll try to do our best to stay connected and get all the energies and you know, keep us on the ball instead of falling off of it. Okay, we're gonna start with the Dragon Fae, and I may do a couple others. We'll see. We're gonna start with the Dragon Fae Oracle. Who's excited about that? Me too. Love the Dragon Fae. Hopefully you guys all do too, who's watching or watching another. Oh, did I just mess up my lipstick? I forgot I had lipstick on. I forgot I had red lipstick on. Yeah, Dragon Fae. It was like, who's coming through? And then it was like, yeah, Dragon Fae. So here we go. This is going to be our message for December from the Dragon Fae. I can show you what's going on here. Stuff away. Okay. Get a little tingly. You see that? Ooh. Okay. Sorry, my OCD kicks in. Sometimes with cards. Can't help it. Okay. So the only card that was in reverse for me here is the card that I'm guided to pick. And we have card number 23. The lovers at the feast, conscious, aware eating. Oh, I love this so much. This is such a beautiful card. Let's get into it. I love this card so, so, so much. And it's a wonderful card for this, to get into this month, because it's about self-care, being conscious eaters, the energy of food, of consumption, of connecting with loved ones, all that kind of good stuff. So it's a beautiful card. It has a lot going on. It has the full moon, it has cups, it has apples. There's a lot of abundance energy, a lot of water energy. It's got, I believe that, what kind of flower is that? I'm not sure what kind of flower that is. I wanted to say lotus, but it's not a lotus, I don't think. But anyway, here we are. The lovers at the feast, conscious, aware eating. The lovers at the feast speak. You are being sent a very strong message by the dragon fae, the goddesses, and indeed all that is to take your healing into your own hands. This does not mean rejecting traditional Western medicine practice. It means investigating dietary components that may be compromising your perfect health. Nourishing food with organic, fresh, and wholesome ingredients will be of great benefit to you at this time. You are healing yourself when you investigate this type of medicinal approach. Food has magical qualities and is an amazing healer. Please investigate which healing foods would be best for your own needs, your individual system at this time. The time you take in preparing such foods will nurture your own self-love, which will come full circle as improved energy, vitality, emotional stability, and strength, increased capacity for joy, and better sleep. Warm foods in particular will be of help to you. When you care for yourself, the rest of the world follows suit. Set the example for how you wish to be treated by treating yourself with love, respect, and building the foundations of strong health. The stronger your physical body, the more spirit will be able to reach you, as you will be a clear and perfect vessel. Sharing meals with loved ones at this time will also be very healing for you. Look directly into their eyes whilst eating together and share what needs to be said. Then watch for the miracles. We feel at this time that your food may not be supporting you and that you are not choosing the energy with which you create your life wisely. Please reconsider your choices if you abuse food, eat excessive amounts of chocolate, dairy products, or food laden with pain and toxins. Sometimes we experience a great deal of resistance to the notion that eating can be medicinal. Please take steps to learn for yourself about food and what may work best for your own body. We have learned that after a seeming famine, a feast will come. After periods of loneliness and hardship where we each worried so about how our needs would be met, we have experienced renewed joy and the truth that we are amply provided for by this beautiful green and blue planet Gaia. And about the lovers at the feast, how often are we led to the table of delights in this world only to turn away from all the blessings that are offered, claiming there is nothing there for us? Here, the lovers at the feast have returned to a place where they will eat well in an environment filled with love and where each is cherished by the other and by the bounty of Gaia, which we often call simply food. The feasting is a bounty of the planet, the blessing of abundance, and the care for our every need that we so often experience and yet deny. The lovers have come full circle, a time of lack of knowing that caring for each other, eating well, loving the planet. From a time of lack, I messed that up. From a time of lack to knowing that caring for each other, eating well, loving the planet, and feasting are blessings indeed. They have come to see that their needs are always met and they are truly loved. and divinatory meanings, a time of happiness and well-being after a lean time, eating well, understanding that food is energy and that this energy becomes our body, extending out into our energetic field and influencing what we attract into our life. In many ways, this card indicates that we must not only eat with joy and relish, we must understand the healing power that food brings to the body. Food is medicine. Food can heal. Food can harm. Make your choices one that is life affirming. And working with the lovers at the feast. Eat well with your loved ones, family, and friends. A time to change your diet. Go back to eating seasonal foods, slow cooked, raw, fresh, and delicious. Be conscious that everything you put in your mouth becomes a part of you and your energy. Assess what you eat on this basis. Eat widely and well, and ensure your food has abundant chi, plenty of energy and life force. Now, you see why I love this card, you guys? It's such a great card. Another really big theme that came through with this was, aside from food being medicinal and healing, also plant medicine came through really strongly with this card as well. So, and that can mean all sorts of things, because, you know, plants cover a lot of things, but to see food the same way you would think of plant medicine and how that affects your body, because food is, hopefully you're eating enough of the plant stuff for it to be medicine for you, for it to be nourishing to you. We can fill our bodies up, we can fill our stomachs up with things that are not food at all, that are not nourishing at all, that are just that give us very little life force, and this is what ages us. So I love this card so much for this month, because as I talked about earlier, as taking care of yourself, rest and sleep and all of those things are good. Definitely, I touched on it a little bit earlier, but this really brings it home how we need to take care of ourselves this month, and to really think twice about what you're eating. Another thing that came through was, even before it talked about slow, warm, cooked meals or whatever, was making soups and stews, veggie soups and stews with potatoes and carrots and spinach and onions and celery and tomatoes. And those are one of my favorite things in the world to have. And, you know, once you make a big pot of that, you can get back into it time and time again over the week. It's really good for you. It's home cooked. It's easy to make a soup or a stew. So easy, so ridiculously easy. And they're so good for you. So it's really, you know, hopefully this card really inspired you to think about that. And again, it was, it talked about assessment. And that reminded me again of that energy for the Mercury retrograde at the end of the month, that type of review and assessment as we move forward. How do you want to take care of yourself across the board with what Mother Gaia has to provide to us, you know, with what we can consume and work with her energy to give us our best energy, our highest life force, you know? So that can be a whole lot. That's from food to plant medicine to crystals to flower essences and all the stuff that we're always talking about that is of nature that she has for us, that we can really connect to and work with, aside from, you know, what we put in our bodies of actually food, but to really connect and pay attention with what we are consuming. And don't skimp, buy organic, please. If there's an option, get organic. It's worth whatever it is. Just make that decision for yourself. If you haven't yet, if you think like, oh, this is $1.99 and this is $1, you know, $2.60. Yeah, it's worth that 60 cents. Don't be silly. Like, come on now. You know what I mean? Like, really weigh what we're looking at, you know, when it comes to this kind of stuff. Buy organic when you can. Get the best ingredients when you can, the freshest, the best ingredients for yourself. Eat it from home, cook your own meals, or buy from places that you feel really good about, that it has that is made, ingredients, and how things are prepared, a real priority, and that you're getting and eating quality food and drinking quality drinks, whatever that happens to be. How much water are you drinking? Are you hydrated enough? That's another thing, again, is hydration is going to be maybe difficult during this month. So really think about staying hydrated and drinking water. Charging it with crystals if you don't already, that would be good. Okay. And aside from that, this is, one of the energy of this card is celebration, happiness, unity, union, party, happiness, new beginnings, love, romance. But first at the self, kind of this, it's about the self. What you give to yourself is gonna, like it said in here, how you treat you is how you're teaching others and the world, through the universe, through the energies of anybody else, how to treat you. Remember that. I think aside from how important it is what you're consuming energetically, if there's one thing about these messages here, to me, that's the most powerful, is how you treat yourself and how others are going to follow. What does it say? When you care for yourself, the rest of the world follows suit. That's absolutely true. Okay, so there's that card. Any comments or questions or anything about the lovers at the feast? No? Okay. Okay. One more. We're going to do the Sacred Geometry Oracle. I always have a hard time saying that. It always just sticks. Sacred Geometry Oracle. Joke. I followed it up with, I like it a lot. It taught me humility and the rest, and I feel in tune with time. Oh, when he has that birthday on the 31st, when he rests through it. Well, that's a great way to start the year. Okay. All right, one more time. Last time they ended up like that deck did the same thing. the first split was in reverse for me. Go here. Yeah, here. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, now 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. 6, 7. I can count. Okay. Okay, this one here. Alrighty, let's see what we got. Ooh, I like this. I don't think I think maybe I've seen this card one other time. Doesn't come up very often. Interesting. Card number 44, protection, safeguard yourself. And we have a 5-pointed star there. And I think that's also a tetrahedron. I don't know. Let's take a look. I get my shapes confused. Protection. Oh, there it is. And that's probably a raven or, oh, I thought I opened it straight. I opened to 33. I'm like, did I just open straight to it? Has been known to happen. Safeguard yourself. Okay, one more time. Card number 44, safeguard yourself. I am protected from negative energy and ill harm. Nice. When the protection card shows itself, it is a reminder of the importance to safeguard yourself against unwanted energies in your life right now. It may also be a gentle reminder of the significance of protecting your energy on an everyday basis. There are many people around us whose vibration is lower than our own. Consciously or subconsciously, these people have built-in radars and seek you out. They are attracted to your frequency and want to have what you possess. They are like vampires and can drain your energy very quickly, not realizing what they are doing. When there are those people who seek out healing and can't manage their own energy, so they seek out yours. Be mindful of how you feel and listen to your intuition. Sacred geometry. The pentagram in this card is a magical symbol. It has been used to protect against evil and shield the user's home, or when worn, guard the user against negativity. The pentagram pertains to either ether or spirit, and the double circle on the outer encases and protects all within. The protection card is an excellent gridding template and will work well with Raven Magic card sticks to create a more powerful grid. Practical application. There are many ways in which to protect yourself, but the best way is through intention and placing etheric grids around your physical and auric fields. Carrying crystals that are specific for protection is fabulous, as is creating grids in your home or office with intention. And card numerology is 9, and crystal suggestions is black kyanite, jet, black tourmaline, labradorite, and bronzite. Okay, so another card for taking care of ourselves as we go into December, which I find very, very awesome and interesting and on point with everything that we've talked about here, how we're going to take care of ourselves. So pay attention to who's sucking your energy. Sometimes we don't want to admit these things because a lot of times the people who take our energy from us are people who we love and who really do love us. But ultimately, it's up to us to protect us. And if we have children, to protect them from those that are taking our energy or their energy. That's just common sense. So, but sometimes, again, we can be in denial. We can make excuses. We can, just refuse to see the truth when it comes to this. So if there's ever a time in a month to assess who is taking your energy, who is altering your energy, who takes you from high to low, who zaps your energy, who absorbs your energy, who disrupts your energy, who makes it a real challenge to master your frequency, that kind of thing. This is definitely the month to make it along the lines of assessment and inventory and review would mean this would be one of those things to look at. Assess your, just like, a security specialist would come in and look around your home and be like, all right, Where do we have weak spots? What's coming through? What toxins are coming through? What bad things are coming through? Whatever it may be, you need to do that for yourself when it comes to who is in your life or what is in your life or what you're connected to or what you're a part of, what you're yeah, what you're the connection, the flow, like where are those chords? Where are you really kind of, I'm seeing that pentagram of the 5-pointed star again. It's this energy of self-care and stability and balance and being in that. So those of you who have light gates, you do have like the most powerful, grid you can possibly have, but you can superimpose that star within also and, kind of fortify that as well. Superimpose the star. The star is the symbol of divinity, of light, of archangels, the 5-pointed star. And it's also in my new logo. And it is very powerful energy, extremely powerful energy. Again, if we think back to just the Venus star point, that beautiful 5-pointed star that we get with Venus and what it does with the dance with Earth and everything, is just absolutely beautiful. Another example of the star. But aside from that, and aside from the people and all of that, just think about generally your energy and the stability of it and what is around you that could weaken your energy field, weaken your vibration in any way, shape, or form. And again, this month would be the month to assess that, to pay attention to it, to just think, what makes you tired, what wears you out, who or what, or, things like this, and make a commitment to yourself to see things for what they are and make the adjustments that need to be made so you can be a more stable individual at the end of this year. And of course, going into the next year. Not that I'm a big fan of resolutions, because I'm always in a state of promoting evolution any day of the year. But when it comes to this time of the year, this would be a really good time to think of starting the new year on a different level and foundation for yourself when it comes to boundaries that other people have, that are set, that other people have for you, that you have for yourself, commitments and how you treat yourself and what you expect to, how you expect it to be treated, how you expect it to treat yourself, what commitments you have to yourself about whatever it may be that's going to make you stronger, healthier, up your wellness, up your awareness, up your ascension, your connections, your expression, your creativity, all of those things. I know that's a lot to think about, but as the month goes by, you're going to see there's going to be multiple opportunities to see these highlighted and just to pay attention to it as we move forward. Okay, and I think that's it, you guys. Yep, that's it as far as the Oracle goes and all the deals. So I hope that this was helpful and enlightening and exciting and motivating and inspiring as we get into December 2022. I can't believe it. I hope you join me for the next live, you guys, and thank you both for being here with me. And those of you on YouTube, I appreciate you guys being here. The next one, again, is going to be on next week on the 7th for the full moon, and that will be on Fireside. So join me there, and you can get all the links to that on my website. Again, the new URL for my website is archangelslove.com. It's not all totally different and updated, but a lot of it is updated, and there's a lot of new content on there that wasn't there just a couple days ago. So I hope you check it out. And don't forget that sale for the a la carte magical moments that I'm offering, 50% off. Also a great gift to give a loved one, really something really special. Never expires. You can use it for yourself or anybody else ever. The sale ends at the end of the month. And aside from that, I guess follow me on Substack and Vero and all the things. And I'll see you guys later. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. I love you. Mwah, 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 mwah. Thanks for being with me. Have a wonderful night. Thanks for staying up late, you guys. I love you so much. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Right.